Up? Well, NBA execs say the Celtics, Knicks, Nets, and Lakers all expected to have enticing trade packages. We cannot forget, of course, the Lakers tried unsuccessfully to trade for AD back in February. Shannon, that was a painful ordeal for both cities, both teams. What do you make of the situation now?
The AD wanted out. He's never wavered from that. And there's nothing that David Griffin or anyone could have done to change his mind. I believe if AD felt that Zion Williamson was a Magic Johnson or LeBron-type player, that he would be willing to stay. But he doesn't view him as that. And he says Zion needs the ball like me. And I've had my fill. Look, I've been here for 6, 7 years. I said what I said. The organization and the fan base reacted how they did. It's time for us to move on. The simple as that, Skip Bayless. And I told you it was going to come to this. Now, they better be glad they got Zion Williamson because you could have been left high and dry. But you got something. So now do the right thing. Now, David Griffin is the president of basketball operations. In other words, he's running the show. It's hard for me to believe that in any business, you let personal feelings get involved. Because normally if you're a business person and you let personal feelings get involved, you don't stay in business very long. Now, I understand that you're all upset about the Lakers and how they tried to commandeer Anthony.
Not the Lakers. Not the Lakers.
Not the Lakers.
Be clear about it.
I'm being crystal.
Okay. Crystal means clutch or unclutch, right?
The Lakers tried to commandeer Anthony Davis from the Pelicans.
Yeah, it wasn't the Lakers. It was unclutched.
Hold on, tell me first of all.
It was a LeBron production.
That was not a LeBron production.
He produces everything in Hollywood, including that trade.
LeBron is a player on the Lakers. He's a client of Rich Paul, who's the CEO of Clutch Sports.
Okay, so Rich Paul's the bad guy. Right?
Whatever.
Okay.
Now, you got to make somebody the villain. But anyway, look, the Pelicans are going to have to make a deal here sooner rather than later. Because the longer you go, Skip, there's a risk that Anthony Davis get hurt. You go to the trade deadline, so the longer this thing plays out, the less value Anthony Davis is going to have for you. So the best thing you can do is just go ahead and move him along to the best package, the best offer. And you know who's going to be able to put that together. Because last I checked, when the last time you heard somebody mention Jason Tatum? Huh? Man, I heard somebody mention Tatum O'Neal. And I ain't heard her name mentioned in like 5, 6 years. Jason Tatum. Remember Skip on last year? Oh, he the best player. He gonna be an all-star next year. Huh? Really? Is he better than Kuzma? Really? You feel he's better than B.I.? I don't know.
Okay.
And now what you gonna do? Who you gonna pair him with? Oh, you gonna pair him with Kyrie? Bye. So look at this. When it's all said and done, when all the smoke is cleared, when all the dust is settled and the sky is blue again, here we are right here in La La Land with the best deal that you could have taken. Can you imagine, Skip? Dale Demps would still have a job if he had taken this deal instead of trying to put Magic Johnson and the Lakers on blast by releasing every trade package that he came up with. That's what you get, Dale. Now, the same guy that got your job, a job that you could have kept had you made this deal, you could have been sitting in the catbird seat. But now you're at home watching me tell you how ridiculous you were by doing this.
The same guy who just 2 weeks ago completely gave up on the AD trade. Sat over there with his chin down his hand. He just gave up. He said, it's not going to happen. Nobody's coming to the Lakers.
I feel better now.
You feel better?
I feel much better.
Floppadamus at work again.
I feel better.
Yeah. So, you're right about me. Silly me. I thought that Anthony Davis would reconsider after, number one, they hired David Griffin. I have nothing but respect for David Griffin. He brings a credibility to that position they have not had there in New Orleans, maybe ever. And number two, they obviously hit the lottery. They landed the number one overall against all odds. Okay? And number three, I'm going to say it again. If Anthony chooses to force this trade through, he's going to leave $90 million on the table in New Orleans that he could get for re-signing with his home team.
Well, we do a sign and trade.
Okay. Well, maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen either. I think he's going to walk away from $90 million. And I wonder what his agent, Rich Paul, is advising him on that.
We'll get it back.
Because it's possible that Rich Paul is at cross purposes here. Who's his priority client? Is it AD or LeBron?
No.
Wait, LeBron's more important than Anthony, right?
Hold on.
So maybe he sides with
I'm not gonna-
LeBron because he's got to keep his better interests.
I'm not going to let you do. In 2018, his number one focus was who, Skip? The summer of 2018 was LeBron James.
Oh.
Now it's the summer of 2019.
And his primary focus is LeBron James. And will always be
Anthony
LeBron
Davis.
James. No, it is. You know what?
Two things can be true.
Okay, and I even thought that Anthony would have the cachet with David Griffin to say, hey, could we at least think about maybe taking Ja Morant instead of Zion? Because Ja Morant is a pure pass-first point guard who would be the most beautiful, perfect fit with AD and Drew Holiday, who's more two-guard than point guard, right?
No.
So you got that. The world is your New Orleans oyster if you want it.
Right.
But apparently he still doesn't want it, or maybe his agent doesn't want it.
Skip, but you know, even in today's game, when the three ball is so important, most teams, I say 28 out of 30 teams, will never pass on a good big for a good little.
Okay, unless you have a great big, and most people think he's great. I don't know that Anthony Davis is great.
He is great.
Which is why I told you from the start, if we're talking about superstar, if we're talking about franchise carrier, he is overrated. He is more of a PER king, a statistical monster, than a winning monster.
I think he's third or fourth all time in PER.
Okay, yeah, but so his record in the regular season so far in this league is 216 and 250. So he's way under 500 in the regular season. His playoff record is 5-8. Why is that? He doesn't have that dominant Jordan-esque personality that can lift a whole franchise to greatness. He's not built that way. He's more of a complimentary star, which is why I get it. Maybe he needs LeBron just like LeBron needs him. Maybe they would be a better fit together than Anthony trying to carry the whole show, even with Zion beside him and Drew Holiday in New Orleans. Maybe it would be a better fit for him in L.A. So I'm going to give you that.
Okay.
And why? On just pure foolish pride, Dell Demps didn't say, I'll take that, because I told you then. We had LeVar on yesterday, LeVar Ball. And what did he argue with you about? And I was with LeVar on this. I didn't say a word about it because LeVar's trying to say, hey, all these kids are better as a package than Anthony Davis would be with LeBron. And I'm with him on that because I love Lonzo and his potential, and Kuzma and B.I. and Josh Hart. And remember, Zubats was in that deal. But Big Zoo that you love.
Skip, I would have agreed with you and LeVar if LeBron James wasn't going into year 17.
Okay, fine. But that package, if true, if the reporting was all true, and I believe it was true, that basically Dell Demps could just say, I'll take him. I don't know that you could fit under the salary cap, but they're all on rookie deals. So maybe you could fit a bunch of them, 5 of them, right? It's so much. The future could be so great for those 5. You just take them and start over. We're back. Hey, they'd be right in the thick of the playoffs like that with those kids as they grow up. And again, you could maybe keep Julius Randle and Drew, and now you got Zion, right? Okay, so they should have done that deal, and maybe they'll do a semblance of this deal right now.
Right.
Which leads us back to our moderator right now, Jen, who covers the Pelicans. So gut feeling as a New Orleans native, where does it now feel like in your eyes that Anthony sits in New Orleans? How do people feel about him? How do you feel about him?
I love him. I've covered him since he was 19 years old. He and his family are practically like family to me. I have been shocked at the behavior the past year that we've seen out of Anthony Davis. It has not been him, and it's not just me saying that. His teammates say that too. He's always been such a great community citizen. He and his family
seems like
have done
a good kid.
He's a great kid.
He's a great kid.
His entourage has always been his family. He's never gotten involved with the distractions you see with so many other players. And from the time he hired Rich Paul, you could see a marked change in his behavior. Wearing a That's All Folks t-shirt to the last game. That's not Anthony. He's a class act. His family's a class act. And it really burned bridges in New Orleans. New Orleans is an incredibly loyal city. They will stick with you till the very end.
Well, the end is over, Jen.
Yeah, it torched it down. And Gail Benson even met with Anthony twice. The door was open for him to return.
But you mean fairly recently?
Back when he was first requesting this trade. She wanted to understand, what's going on with this? What do you need that we can do? And as Shannon referenced, AD's mind was made up, and I think that was Rich Paul making up his mind. So I don't think AD's going through this.
What did she tell him? What did she offer him, or what were the new rules going to be?
If he were to stay, if he were to change his mind about the trade, it was going to be a more balanced team. It wasn't going to be Anthony gets to make the rules, leave the bench halfway through a game that he wasn't playing in. None of that type of stuff. Very fair rules, I believe. And in the beginning...
But they catered to him, right?
They did, yes. They wanted to make...
They let his girlfriend fly on the team plane occasionally? Okay. And that
very
was
similar to how Toronto is treating Kawhi.